You picked a great time to stop in here today. So, what do you get when you mix a Swedish rock band, heavy metal, arena rock, tongue in cheek satanic theatrics, and a Grammy? You get the band Ghost. That's right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a deep dive into the band Ghost on this video, and then a bonus video will upload separately, reacting to one of their songs from the Skeleton, I should say, album, um, that I'll tell you about in a moment. All right. So this is dedication to Ghost, thanks to the poll that you all participated in that made Ghost a winner. I'm so glad that you stopped on by. You might be new to this channel, or you might have been there for a while. Some things that I pride myself on is I give it to you real and I give it to you authentic because you deserve authenticity. My main focal point is to respect the music industry as far as the musicians and their songs and try to give them more exposure and recognition out in the world. There have been many, many viewers in my comments that have said, "Oh, I've never heard of them before," and they found them through my channel. So I take pride in that because now Ghost has new fans, new supporters that might not have found them unless it was for my channel and other reaction channels out there. So I'm saying right now for all reaction channels, give them some love. There's a saying that I want to say right now, and I'm going to try to remember to say it in many upcoming reaction videos and videos in general. Um, a rising tide raises all ships. So if you think about it, if the water levels rise, all ships, they all go up at the same time. I'm saying that because there's this thing going around with like UMG in particular, who doesn't really like reaction channels, and I don't understand why. Because it can technically be a win-win-win-win situation. My focal point is to help support the musicians. Like I said earlier, some people have never heard of many of the singers, and then they hear them for the first time actually on reaction channels. And then now that singer or musician has new fans that they may have never gotten. It's free advertisement. We don't ask the musicians, "Hey, could you pay us for this?" We do it because we want to, and that helps the musicians out. It spreads their music out. It shows that music appreciation. And then in turn, if the musicians are gaining more followers and supporters and fans, then the record labels and stuff are gaining, more exposure and revenue and stuff from that. So that's the win-win on top of the viewers hearing music that they've never heard, perhaps, or reminiscing to songs that they've heard before. Another win. And then us, the reaction channel, gets a win because we took part of it. Sometimes you don't have to eat the whole damn pie. Share the pie. So, I'm really passionate about this, and I hope that people start to appreciate reaction channels more. Ones that have good intentions, because I can't speak for all of them, but there are many ones that I've watched and stuff myself too, and they all have good intentions to support the musicians. Everything else happens organically if you let it. Um, that being said, I want to pay some respect and do some deep diving into Ghost. And I'm going to have a separate video upload that's going to be a reaction video to one of their songs on their Skeleton album. And the song that I've actually chosen on that video will be Satanized. All right. I love their tongue-in-cheek type of humor on satanic theatrics, which a lot of you educated me about Ghost. I love being educated in the comments by the viewers because it's more fun that way. I don't like doing research too much by myself. But so thank you all for participating and educating me. One love. So Ghost is one of the most mysterious and theatrical bands perhaps on earth. I always say, there's a competitive musical world out there. So you want to stand out and be different. Imagine if everybody was linear and they all sounded the same and they all sang the same genres and they all just like, let's say, stood in front of a microphone. It can get pretty boring if every last musician out there was the same. So you like that variety. Also, we, the viewers and listeners and fans, we have different mentalities and different things that we like. For instance, there are people out there who love opera. Beautiful. Shout out to them. So they have their fan base. There's people out there that love hip hop and stuff. There's people out there that love pop. There's people out there that love, genres and things like Ghost, and things with that are dark and deep and mysterious and things like that. I particularly love horror movies. That's my first love of movies is horror. I like things that are dark and sinister. Growing up, I was a big fan, still am, of Dracula and werewolves. So I like that. So it makes sense, for me and people like me to gravitate towards ghosts because they have that darkness about them. Um, so music can cover so many different people's uh perspectives and loves and desires. And that's why it's great that music is not linear. So wonderful for that. Tell me down in the comments, what is at least one thing that you love about Ghost, the band, because I like to know your thoughts. I don't want this to be a channel where I'm just talking to you. I like you to talk to me, and that's through comments. Okay, let this be an exchangeable content type of channel. Okay. So yeah. Also, I have the community thing open now on my channel, so you can go under the communities part of my channel, and you can now post your own post or anything you want to share with me about Ghost, because that'd be pretty cool. It's another way for you to interact with me. All right, because you matter on this channel. So let's start deep diving and find out more about who is Ghost. Formed in Sweden in 2006. They're known for the anonymity and theatrical anti-pope personas, Papa Emeritus 1 through 4, and Cardinal Copia. The lead singer, Tobias Forge, revealed as the mastermind in 2017. They have themes of religion, satire, death, and power structures. Their genre is a mixture of heavy metal, doom rock, pop rock fusion. So you may wonder, what makes Ghost unique? Well, I'm going to tell you. One of the things that's really special about Ghost is that they build intrigue and loyalty. We all like to have intrigue. We all like to have something that captures us, that makes us want to know more, that puts our finger to our temple, so to speak, and says, hmm. Another thing is their use of satanic imagery as irony or satire, as I mentioned earlier, like tongue in cheek. Um, their influences are iconic bands like Blue Oyster Cult, ABBA, and Black Sabbath. Tell me down in the comments, are you fans of either one of those three that I had mentioned? And tell me below. All right. Their fans have cult-like devotion in the best way possible. So keep that in mind. They have hit albums such as Opus, Eponymous, Meloria, or Meliora, and Impera. They also won Best Metal Performance at the Grammys. Tell me a little something about yourself. Is there something in you that you can relate to Ghost? Whether it's your dark humor, whether it's you take things more cerebral. There's some people out there in the world that are very cerebral. Some people might look at something that they see right in front of their face. And some people might look beyond that and see something else. That's one of the things that I am. I'm a freelance web designer. So I don't always just focus on just what you see initially. I also focus on what you can see behind that, the meaning behind that, whether it's the color of something, whether it's a dramatic image, whether it's the wording of the text. So there's ways to add depth everywhere you go. Um, so I want to know what's something that you can relate to in yourself that relates to ghosts, because that will explain or should explain why you gravitate towards them and other bands or members that are like ghosts. I want to know, which Papa era was your favorite? Was it Papa Emeritus 1, 2, 3? We have the Cardinal Copia. And then we have the Papa Emeritus 4. Um, I want to know. Now, I just got into Ghost myself, so I think I'm in the the stage right now with Skeleton, because I think the two songs that I reacted to so far are from the Skeleton album, I believe. Lacrima and Peacefield. So but this is just the beginning, because the intrigue has set in for me, and I appreciate that. A lot of that was first from the band overall, but from you fans really solidifying, like, wow, there's a lot about Ghost that's out there, not just their music, the lore and everything like that. And then I think they have a cartoon or a comic um aspect to them as well. So like that's really interesting. Not that many bands have that. So that sets the intrigue in to know more. I like how each Papa era changes. He changes the character Tobias, and it's almost like setting a new page. Or it makes me think of there's a show. I only watched one or two episodes. I think it's the American Horror Story, something to those lines. It's a TV series, and every new season has a completely different vibe, completely different mentality. There was one season, you could tell me in the comments if you know, I don't, because I don't know, but Lady Gaga was on that. I don't know if she was on the whole season or if she's just on that one very interesting um episode that I had saw. Her outfit was alluring but scary. It was like a scene she came out of, or someone came out of a mattress. So if you know, that's all I remember. But it even sent a chill up my back. And I mind you, I love horror. So, but yeah, I compared them because yeah, each season they change, and that made me think of that when I heard that with Ghost, each album or era he changes the look and everything like that. So that's fun to be playful. It keeps you guessing, you don't know what to get next. It's almost like that proverbial holiday gift where you don't know what's inside, but you love the outer packaging and you just can't wait to open it up and see what's inside. Can you relate? So I love that about them. To be bold and daring, to challenge themselves. I would imagine you do that when you completely change up everything. So now let's talk a little bit more about Tobias Forge, because I really want to go into his mind a little bit and see how Ghost came about. But first, I want to know a little bit about Tobias individually. Um, as you know, the fans that have been with Ghost for a while, Tobias has always appeared as a character, originally Papa Emeritus, and later Cardinal Copia, and then eventually promoted to Papa Emeritus 4. The rest of the band are anonymous, nameless ghouls wearing identical masks and black robes. So, who is the man behind the mask? Tobias Forge was born March 3rd, 1981, in Lidköping, Sweden. His journey into music was shaped by the mixture of rebellion, religious tension, and artistic obsession. In the early life, he was raised in a strictly religious household by his mother, who is deeply Christian. He has an older brother, Sebastian, who is a huge influence. Sebastian introduced Tobias to bands like Kiss, Iron Maiden, and Motley Crue. And just at 7 years old, Tobias heard Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil, and it blew his mind. The music was heavy, the look was theatrical, and the taboo nature of the devil imagery stuck with him. He ended up becoming fascinated with the music that rebelled against his mother's religious values. Now, this clashed the shape of future themes of Ghost, anti-religion, theatrical evil, and societal commentary wrapped in melody. He started playing in bands during his teen years, Repugnant, which is death metal, and Subvision, which is garage rock, but never found the right formula to break through. And it was in 2006 that Tobias wrote the song Stand By Him, a heavy, catchy track that felt different. It was satanic in theme, but incredibly melodic. Then he realized if someone were to write a song like this in 1978, it would be considered a classic. Why don't we make a band around this sound? So Ghost was born. Poof. At first, the members were anonymous. Tobias used the name Papa Emeritus, a satanic anti-pope. The nameless ghouls helped emphasize what the band was: the message, not the people. But eventually, legal disputes and growing fame revealed Tobias as the mastermind. In 2017, former members sued him for royalties, and he had to step out publicly as Ghost's leader. So that's something interesting if you didn't know. So you may ask yourself, what drives Tobias? Like with any musician out there, what drives you? What gives you that tenacity to keep going? Well, I'll tell you. Tobias isn't just a musician, he's a storyteller and showman. Ghost albums aren't just music, they're like horror themed rock operas. His Catholic school trauma, love of classic rock, horror movies, and sarcasm toward organized religion all bled into Ghost's DNA. He often cites David Bowie, Alice Cooper, Pink Floyd, and ABBA as inspirations. So now here are some fun facts about Tobias that maybe you didn't know. I know I didn't know. He's the father of twins. He is a massive ABBA fan. Ghost even covered ABBA's I'm a Marionette. Also, he's a perfectionist and controls nearly every aspect of Ghost, from writing the songs to designing the costumes and stage plots. Pretty awesome, right? So, I mean, wow, this to be the father of twins. Oh my goodness, that's just amazing in itself. You know what? I wish there was another me. Nah, there's only one Tazzz, and that's with three Z's. Stop forgetting them when you write in the comments. um, but yeah, so those are some fun facts about Tobias. So, all in all, I just really love what makes up Ghost. It was nice learning about Tobias individually and how he was a young Tobias and then he grew and grew and he just had this love. You know, we all have our own mindsets. There's always certain things that draw us to things. So he had his love and fascination with the things that I had mentioned. And I'm glad that he was able to take his thoughts and desires and musicality and form it into Ghost. You know, you take chances with everything you do. He could have done all of this and it could have been a flop and nobody understood it and liked it. And that could have possibly been it. But it seems not to be the case. I mean, he keeps going on and on and on and he's got a nice fan base. So I just hope it keeps growing and growing because we all need music in our lives. I firmly believe that. It may not be every day, it may not be all day, but as many times we need music. And I'm happy to now know of Ghost and to be one of those tiny branches on the tree of music that helps to spread him to other parts of the world that maybe you haven't heard him. There are many people that have heard musicians on my channel for the first time on my channel, and I take pride in that because that's now giving new fans to the musicians that may have never found them before if it wasn't for reaction channels. So I'm happy to take a part of that on top of enjoying the music my damn self, right? So I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. It's not something I've really done before, but I wanted to do my part on trying to give some respect to Ghost and what they represent. So tell me your thoughts down below. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how do you rate my first time deep dive? I want to know your thoughts because you matter. All right. Put a little fire emoji too if you thought this was fire. All right. So after this, if you have some time, go to the other video that I would have uploaded at the same time. That's going to be an actual reaction video to the song on his Skeleton album called, because I forgot, Satanized. All right. I want you to check that out. Okay. I hope that you survived what you heard and saw. All right. And thanks for coming to Tazzz Reacts. I want you to take it easy and keep it breezy.